I'm Steve Hatch, and I'm a scientist at Texas A&M University. It is good to be here today to talk to the Highlight Farms second graders. I hope that some of you will end up being researchers.
Where have you traveled with your research?
I have traveled over many of the states in the United States, to the Dominican Republic, to Germany, to England, to Mexico, to Canada, and to Kenya.
How did you get interested in plant science?
I started out as a young person with a project in 4-H, and we had to have animals. I had sheep, and we had to have a plant project, and my project was rangelands, range plants and animals.
How do plants grow?
Plants grow when a seed germinates. That seed then sends out roots and stems and leaves. The leaves contain a green material called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll catches the energy from sunlight and produces food for the plant to use. That food will make the plant grow in both the stems, roots, and leaves.
Tell us about 3 of your favorite plants.
I like the columbine as a flower. It's just a pretty flower, and there are so many variations of this flower. And it's a typical seed plant. It produces seeds every year. It has plants that will grow from last year's plant, plus new plants from new seeds. And the second one that I wanted to talk to you about is Venus flytrap. And that is an interesting plant because it is insectivorous. That means instead of using the sunlight and green chlorophyll to provide its energy, it uses the body and the materials that make up the body of things like flies and gnats that crawl in. The Venus flytrap actually captures the insect and then they're digested. The third plant that I wanted to talk to you about is plants, again, that don't produce seeds but gain their energy from other plants. That plant is Indian paintbrush. That means that the roots grow into the roots of other plants. Indian paintbrush grows into the roots of some of our grasses and takes energy from those grasses and uses it for its own energy. And it also produces some chlorophyll, but it takes a lot of energy from the associated plants that are nearby.
Tell us about an interesting experience in your research.
Well, part of my research involves mapping water units, whether it be rivers, creeks, streams, or whether it be lakes. And we would go out and determine what plants were growing around and in the water. And we have to identify the plant materials and collect all of them. In the water, you have to go out to 6 feet deep water. So I would be in water over my head, but you have to look at water at that depth. When you're in the water waist deep and you look up and you realize you've got the nostrils and the eyes of an alligator with you, and it could be like this with nostrils and then eyes, and if they're 12 inches apart, that's about a 12-foot gator you've got. If on the other hand the nostrils and the eyes are 4 or 5 or 6 inches, you have about a 4, 5 or 6 inch gator. The small gator is one that is more afraid of you than you are of it. The big gator, you need to be afraid and you need to calmly back out and get out of there so that the gator doesn't get you. As long as the gator stays up, you know where he's at. When the gator goes into the water, you can no longer see him. You don't know whether he's coming to you or going somewhere else. Thanks for the opportunity to talk to you. Hope that you have a great day.